it was to the point where one person even came up to us and asked us, why do you guys do that to yourself, you know? And I don't really think that we had a definite answer, and I don't have an answer still right now. The only real thing I can say is that, you know, one day I just started lifting and I liked it and I kept doing it. What is up? How's it going? It's October 1st, 2023. I hope you're having a good day today. It's Sunday. My name is Ryan Miller, and you'll notice I'm holding a protein powder today. Now, this is something that I want to share with you because it is my #1 favorite protein powder. Let me show you again a little longer. Optimum Nutrition, 100% whey, and it's mocha cappuccino flavor. Now, this is my absolute favorite whey. Mixability is excellent. You can take this 2 scoops in some water, some milk, cap your shaker, shake it up. You don't need any like special mixing device in there, no ice cubes or anything like that. It is gonna break up, it is gonna be smooth, no chunks. It sucks when you're drinking a protein shake and you get the chunk, right? Especially when it breaks apart in your mouth and it's all powdery and dry. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. So that's one of the reasons this helps me avoid that. Taste is great. Now, I'm not even a coffee drinker guy, but I don't really think mocha cappuccino is meant to taste like coffee. It's sweeter, has a lot more flavor, less bitter. So mocha cappuccino is excellent. And if you are a coffee drinker though, what I recommend is if you have a shake in the morning, mix this in with your coffee. And you're not even gonna notice any taste difference. It's not like you're having a chocolate coffee or a vanilla coffee with the other flavors, the other common flavors, I should say. Basically, you're having a coffee with mocha cappuccino in it, which I think is just cappuccino. And that's a huge positive of this flavor. Now, as far as cost, because I think if I was gonna rate this, mixability, taste, and cost are gonna be the 3 main variables. Cost, I think it's basically standard right now. This is a 5-pound jug, and this is gonna run about 80 bucks wherever you go. Amazon, it's about 80 bucks. A GNC or something like that, it's about 80 bucks. And even my local grocery store in a smaller town here in Minnesota, Hy-Vee, it's about 80 bucks. So I was really glad to see that I can get this anywhere for around the same price, which is really nice. Yeah, prices have pumped in the last couple of years, and that sucks. This used to be $50 to $60, but we don't have that anymore. So you have to pay the price for quality goods. And I think this is a definite quality protein powder. Optimum Nutrition has been around for a long time. It's a reputable company. And I'm not getting paid to say this. I'm just telling you that I use this a lot. I mean, I have 2 scoops of this every morning. A lot of other flavors and brands I tend to get sick of. This one I do not get sick of. I've been having it for years with water, and I love it. If you use milk, it's even better. Now I'm gonna give you a little tip on mixing with coffee, because coffee is obviously served hot. If this powder hits a hot liquid, it's gonna clump. And clumping sucks. You never wanna be drinking a protein shake and you take a sip and you get the clump, and that's bad enough to get the clump, but if you break the clump open and then that dry whey protein powder busts out in your mouth, that is not good. Yeah, it's just unpleasant. So here's how you add this protein to a hot liquid like coffee. What you want to do first is you want to just mix a little bit in a cold liquid. Just make a small little shake, like a 4-ounce shake. Mix that up first, get it all smooth, mixed, and then add that to your coffee. That is an easy way to avoid clumping. Trust me, you don't want the clumps. So just use that tip if you're going to add this to your coffee. Don't add it directly to hot liquid. Mix first in a little bit of cool liquid, then mix the shake into your coffee. So I think that's about it for my little mini review of Optimum Nutrition Mocha Cappuccino 100% Whey. I think we should get into training. I'm gonna be doing deadlifts today. It's a deadlift focused day, which means posterior chain focused. Traps, spinal erectors, glutes, hamstrings, calves. Basically everything from the back of my neck, the base of my neck, to my ankles. Posterior chain is gonna get tore up today. We're gonna also add in some quad focused work for that twice weekly training frequency. You guys know how that goes with GST size. Twice weekly training frequency for virtually every muscle group. It's super balanced. And I think that's it. I don't want to drag this on too much longer. I've already got my gorilla mode nitric in me. I need to get pumped, and I can only do that with weights. So let's hit those weights. I'll see you for the rest of the vlog in just a second. All right, deadlifts. Deadlifts are an excellent worker for the posterior chain. Basically the whole thing, not calves, but essentially the whole thing. Hamstrings, glutes, spinal erectors, those muscles that run up and down each side of your spine, your traps. All those muscles are gonna get worked hard during deadlifts, not to mention your forearms, because you have to hold onto the bar. Try not to use straps, only use straps if your forearms are a severely limiting factor and they're gonna hold you back on what the muscles of your posterior chain can actually lift. You don't want your grip to be the limiting factor. So let me hit the set of deadlifts. This is a low rep day. I'm only gonna do 3 reps, 3+ reps actually. So the plus just means if I'm feeling excellent, I can power out a couple more. But with my plus reps, I'm gonna make sure that I stay 1 to 2 reps shy of failure. I do not wanna hit failure on the sets prior to my AMRAP set. And my AMRAP set is set number 3. So set number 1, let's get it in. 3+, and I'm looking forward to it. All right, now I'm gonna stop there because I probably had, 3 or 4 more left in me. But like I said, I don't wanna burn myself out before I get to my AMRAP. That was a nice set. 5 reps, feeling solid. You gotta take the win, you gotta walk away, you gotta plan ahead. I got 1 more set to go, and then the big boy AMRAP coming up. Set number 2, again, 3+, plus reps, stopping 1 to 2 reps shy of failure. Or before. You're free to cut the set when you want. You have to feel good about it. You have to play the long game. Keep yourself strong and energized and ready for the AMRAP set. So let me give you some form tips for deadlifts. There are certain mental cues that are super important. While I catch my breath here, of course. Now, number 1, you want to keep that chest somewhat forward or pushed out. It doesn't have to be pointed forward when you're at the bottom, but it has to be pushed out because you're trying to keep your back nice and tight. Your torso is going to tip as you come down. As you shoot your hips back and hinge, your torso is going to tip down. Your chest is going to point more towards the floor at the bottom, obviously, but the point is that you keep it in a pushed out position. Another excellent form cue for this is You want to make sure that you start the movement at your hips. It's just like squats. You have to push your butt back when you start a deadlift. You can't just lean your upper body over, because that's not what you're doing. You're viewing your body as two pieces, all right? Lower body, upper body. Here's the start. Actually, here's the standing position at the top of the rep as you hinge back. See how my hips right here would have driven back because my upper body folds over. So the load is on the hamstrings and the glutes at that point. If I were to just keep my legs tight and just fold over, see, the load is then at my lower back, and that is not what I want. I'm not doing deadlifts to work my lower back as the primary mover. I'm doing deadlifts to work glutes and hamstrings as the primary movers. The back is a stabilizing muscle group during this lift. The traps, they're a stabilizing muscle group during this lift. They're not meant to move. They're not meant to actually lift the weight. Your torso, it's simply the link between you and the weight. Your torso is attached to the weight. It's holding the weight in place, but it's not actually moving it. Your lower body's moving it, your hamstrings and your glutes. So you have to keep that in mind. And so you have to shoot your hips back. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to do that. Shoot the hips back. Let your knees bend. Keep your chest pushed out so your back stays nice and tight, straight, flat. And then drive up. Squeeze your hamstrings. Squeeze your butt forward. And as your butt comes forward, your torso pushes up. See, it just pushes up. That's what a deadlift is all about. All right, let's get this nice AMRAP set in. This is gonna be a minimal goal of 6, which should be fine. I've been cranking out sets of 5, feeling good about them. I should be able to get a decent amount of reps here, but I'm gonna pay close attention to my form, because with deadlifts, you wanna be very dialed into your form. If it feels off, if you feel anything funny, it's a good time to stop. Don't ego lift yourself into some type of injury. All right, so that was solid. The only reason I stopped there is because reps are getting a little slow. I certainly could have done more, but like I said, I just said this. If anything feels funny or off, you just stop. So that's exactly what I did. I was going for 6. I hit 6, 7, or 8, and that was a quality set. So I'm through deadlifts. We're gonna move on. We're gonna get some more posterior chain work going, followed by some nice heavy duty quad work. See how these good old deadlifts, actually good old low bar good mornings feel today. Obviously I still got deadlifts on my mind. And that's exactly why I want to do a warm up here. Change the groove from deadlifts to good mornings. Man, these have been feeling so good lately. Obviously, you know, 135 is a warm-up, but 135 is just feeling really light now. Last week, I hit 170, got my 3x10 in. I think I even did a little more. So we're gonna be going up, either 175 or 180 today. That's gonna be my goal for the first working set. And I feel like it's gonna feel good, so let's hit that. 3x10, 175 or 180. Let's do it. 10 reps, 175. I do like to start on the low end. I like to be conservative with my increases because why be greedy? You don't need to be greedy. Small increases week over week, man, they add up a lot faster than you think. You do 5 pounds a week over a year and you just added 260 pounds to a lift. Like I said, it extrapolates out to a big number. So don't be greedy with your increases. Be smart. Okay, now as you could tell, that set was feeling so good. These have just been feeling really nice lately, and I'm gonna take the wins whenever I can. So I hit an extra rep there. I believe that was 11 reps. And when I'm doing this, this is a lot like the deadlift. I'll tell you, it's a hip hinge movement. Same thing as what you were seeing before with my deadlifts. This is a heavy hamstring glute movement. Obviously the spinal erectors work. They have to support the weight. They have to keep my spine arched or at least flat. You're not going to see my spine round over like this. I am not going to do that. It's dangerous. You don't want to do that when you're doing deadlifts or any hip hinge movement. But I cringe hard when I see people doing good mornings with knees locked, straight legs, because you can't hip hinge like that. When they're bending over, you know, the person that I saw do these the worst is actually Schwarzenegger. When I saw him doing barbell good morning, he's got knees locked, and you can just tell that that's a lot of stress on his lower back. So Arnold, man, I mean, you have a lot of good advice, but everybody is going to have their points where it's just not the greatest advice that they're giving. I don't care who you are. You can be a 10,000 hour expert on training. Not everything you say or do is going to be great advice. Leg locked good mornings, it's bad advice. You need to have the knees bent somewhat. You need to be able to hip hinge, and that's going to put your focus on glutes and hamstrings first and foremost. And that is one mega tip for proper, safe, strong good mornings that hit the proper targeted muscle groups. All right, I'm very excited for this set. I want to see just how good this set can feel. Because I think it can be better than the first, and the first was amazing. Felt light. Low bar position. There we go. Easy 10. Yeah, that's what I expected. No problems. If you were in my mind, you would see a picture of glutes, because that's what I was thinking about there, man. I was just thinking about an active glute stretch, thrusting the hips forward, squeezing my butt together, driving it forward, and that's lifting my torso up. You can see that the glutes expand and stretch out as I get towards the bottom, and then they flex and they contract to drive my torso back up. So glutes are on my mind right here. I mean, there's no way around it. This is how you build mind-muscle connection with your muscle groups. You know what you're working before you do the lift. You go into the lift thinking about the muscles that you know are meant to work here, and you build that mind-muscle connection. It improves over time, just repetition, repetition, repetition. That's how you get things done. That's how you grow. That's how you grow not only in physical size, actual strength, but experience level in the gym with your lifts. That is how you do it. And I gotta tell you, when I'm watching these videos back, I do apologize for so many booty shots today, but you know, this is a booty building day. This is booty building 101. All right, one more. Nice 10. I'm not worried about it. I am not worried about it. Watch the hip hinge. First thing I do, butt out. It goes back and forth, and that's what you need to think about. You need to have back and forth motion there. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, that was nice. Okay, I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna give you one more tip. I feel like I've kind of overstayed my tip welcome with these today, with tips after each set, but to avoid hyperextending your back, where your vertebrae are crunching together, and you don't want that, because that's how you hurt yourself. That's how you compress a disc, blow out a disc, and that's just not good. You don't want to feel that. To avoid doing that, when you're at the top of the rep, you get to the top by flexing your glutes, and you get a nice solid squeeze till you're virtually straight up and down, not quite. You get that good glute flex, and then you're up and your rep's completed, but you don't try to push your hips even farther forward so your body's looking like, you know, this. You want to stand up so you're straight, your glutes flexed and did that, and then you don't shoot your hips even farther forward and arch your back so your pelvis is like out in front of your ankles or your toes. You don't want to do that. That also goes for deadlifts, by the way. Just stand up until you have a nice strong glute flex and leave it at that. Don't hyperextend, because that's when you can put that excess pressure on your lower back vertebrae, and you will injure a disc like that, especially when you're moving a decent amount of weight. You're only going to increase the likelihood that you're going to get injured, and it's just not necessary. There's no added benefit to it. So make sure not to do that. That's my last tip for good mornings for today. Today was a tip intensive good morning session, I gotta say. So let's get on to the next thing. And you know what's coming up next. You know I'm not looking forward to it. I love them, but I hate them. They're tough as shit when you're doing them, but they're also rewarding as hell when you're done. And no other than the Bulgarian Split Squats. So let's get into those next, see what we can do for these quads. Like I said, heavy quad work coming up. This is gonna be that heavy quad work, guys. Now I put some shoes on because I wanted just a nice stable surface. A lot of times I do these barefoot, but my shoes actually have an insole in them because I have really flat feet, which sucks. It's not fun. It makes my ankles kind of cave in a little bit. But these have insoles in them, so they're actually raised up a little bit. These are kind of like a raised heel shoe right now. So like a raised heel split squat with some nice flat soles. Let's see how this feels. I think it's gonna feel good. All right, so far so good. I'm really liking the shoes today. I just get a lot of sturdiness out of these. I'm a fan of the boots for lifting. When I wear shoes, you'll notice in a lot of my videos, a lot of my sets, I'm wearing socks. You know, I'm at home. I don't really care if I'm not wearing shoes because I just feel more comfortable in socks. And shoes really don't add that much to most lifts. Truly, I don't even need them for this lift. But sometimes you just do something different. They feel solid. They feel sturdy. So I'm using them today. And that's really the only reason. It's not some special insider tip or anything like that. Couple more. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, so you know I like to take a pause in between legs. I think it's a smart move. It just makes me more ready for each leg. Each leg can get an ideal amount of focus by taking a break in between each leg. Now, when I'm doing Bulgarian split squats, my tip of the day is focus on your front leg. The back leg is for balance and stability. That's it. The front leg is what's taking the stress and what's flexing and what's lifting the weight. And that's where your mind needs to be, specifically your quad muscles of the leg that's in front. Now you can think of your glute muscles a little bit of the leg that's in front, but you should be thinking about your quads the most. In my mind, I only think about the glutes a little bit at the top. Otherwise, it's quads all day long when I'm doing good old Bulgarian split squats. And split squats are rough, man, just in general. Just between us, split squats, yeah. They're a love-hate type of exercise. They're awesome. They suck. They do both those things at the same time. Like I said, between us, you should do them, but I mean, you're a sicko if you truly enjoy them, you know? I almost truly enjoy them. I don't know what that says about me, but I can remember times back in the day lifting with my crew and training partners, and I can remember average gym goers just staring at us as we do barbell walking lunges down the entire length of the gym and back And it was to the point where one person even came up to us and asked just, why do you guys do that to yourself, you know? And I don't really think that we had a definite answer, and I don't have an answer still right now. The only real thing I can say is that, you know, one day I just started lifting and I liked it and I kept doing it. And that's my answer. I don't know why I like it. It's just in there because it has to be just in there because I've done it for so long and I've been so consistent with it. I can't think of any other reason. I mean, from like 15, 16 years old to getting up to 43 in a couple months, it's a long time. It's like 27 years. And I have taken maybe 6 months off in that whole time. Imagine that. So something is in there in my blood that pushes me to keep lifting. And I can't be more thankful that I found my thing, and that one day when I decided to go to the gym, start lifting, it clicked. If I would have never done that, you know, I'm not really sure where I would be. Life could be completely different for me. Lifting, it's given me so many things. It's given me more confidence. It has to have improved my work ethic. It's discipline. Sometimes I'm motivated, sometimes I'm not. It's discipline that keeps me coming back for more. Of course, results are great. The beginning years is when the results are the best. That's when you are training and you're motivated by those results, and you're probably doing it for those reasons. To get bigger, to get stronger, to impress a girl, to stand up to a bully, something, you know, something gets you started. And the results drive you in the beginning. But sooner or later, the results, they don't come as fast as they used to. And eventually, they don't come at all. They don't come at all in the form of new muscle. They don't come at all in the form of new strength. At some point, you're just trying to hold on to your strength and your muscle. You're trying to stay as big as you once were. And at that point, you know, you're truly lifting for the love of lifting. Because if you're not going to get any bigger and you're not going to get any stronger, you know, natural hormones, they stop working after a while. They degrade, their levels degrade. So if you're not getting bigger and stronger and you know that that's not going to happen and you're still lifting, you can be damn sure that you have passion for it, that you have love for this lifting game. If you're starting young, I hope you get to that point. I really do. Because lifting should be with you for your whole life. If you're in the middle, I hope you get to that point too. And if you're at that point right now, I hope you stay at that point, and I hope you continue to lift, to do something. Get up, move, be physical. Get those physical sensations of hard work each day. It's so rewarding. And I hope you get there if you're not there already, and I hope you stay there if you're there right now. Man, I just went on so long of a rant there. This set better be cake. Like vanilla funfetti cake with buttercream frosting. Yeah, baby. Think about that front leg. Quads, yep. Quads. That was a good set. That was a funfetti vanilla cake with buttercream frosting set right there. You know that feeling when your compounds are about to be done, especially on leg day. It's freaking exciting. Yeah. Oh. 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 right, when that happens, you can't rush into the next rep. You need to regroup. Take your time, regroup. Yeah. Oh. All right, time to be a dad here for a second. I know every moment is not a teachable moment. Teachable moments get annoying if you're a kid, but dad time. I lost my balance there after I completed rep 8, right? I could have rushed into the next rep, and I could have entered that rep in an unbalanced position, but I didn't do that because I know that it's important that I don't do that. You don't want to enter reps in unstable situations. So what did I do? I just took my time, gained my balance, gained my bearings, got back into it, finished up the set with nice reps, injury-free. So make sure that you're stable when you're lifting. And if you lose stability mid-set, you take your time, regain it, and then you get going on those next reps. All right, so that's my rest. Back to it. And my compounds for the day are about to be donezo. Ah, man, wearing down a little bit there. That's how it should be though. One more quick tip on balance. Since I was on the topic, focal points. Visual focal points help you with balance so much. And let me prove this to you. Right now, get up, stand on one foot. Watch something, watch a single focal point in front of you and stand on one foot. Okay? You're gonna have really good balance. Now, start to look around, move your eyes around. What happens to your balance? I bet you started to lose balance a little bit. Your eyes are open, so maybe you didn't fall. Maybe you didn't have to go back to 2 feet. But now, regain your balance and close your eyes. Now, my bet is that it's not gonna take long before you need to step that other foot down and regain that 2 foot on the ground position. Vision matters so much for balance. So when I was doing that last set, I was literally watching the same speck on my gym floor, focused in on that focal point that I chose, and you saw my balance was perfect. All right, let's get to the next exercise here. Lying leg curls. Time to fry some ham. Time to fry some ham. Hamstring isolation, leg curls. It's pretty much the only way you can isolate your hamstrings is with leg curls. There's a lot of different leg curl variations. Kneeling leg curls, lying leg curls, seated leg curls. Today, I'm doing lying leg curls, and I'm gonna point my toes out, which is called plantar flexion, and that takes my calves out of the mix. If my feet are pulled back like this, dorsiflexed, my calves can work, and they can help my hamstrings. And I don't want my hamstrings to get help. So plantar flexion, I'm gonna try to keep that up as much as I can. But if it gets too tough, you're gonna see I'm gonna start to compensate by pulling my toes back, and that's gonna instantly gain me more strength. Yeah, I mean, this is just tough today. Plantar flexed leg curls are very difficult. I'm gonna have to dorsey a little bit. Okay, so did you see how tough that was when I was plantar flexed? Because it was hamstring only. I should have went a little bit lighter. This happened to me last time too. I was like overzealous with my weight, and I did it again. I think I hit 5-6 reps with plantar flexion. And then when you saw when I dorsiflexed, when I pulled my toes back, it made such a big difference. I was able to hit many more reps, even with a fuller range of motion, without issues. So the dorsi versus plantar thing, it's real. Dorsiflexion gives you added help through your calves, the gastrocnemius muscles, those upper calf muscles, the big clump under your knee. And plantar flexion flexes those muscles preemptively, so they can't flex any harder, they can't help. And try it, try it on your own. You just saw the literal visual example. I was at failure plantar flexed, and then dorsiflexed, brought a bunch of reps more home. So yeah, I prefer to do plantar flexed. Most of my life I've done dorsi unknowingly. Once I learned that plantar flexion is pure hamstring, I switched to it. So I prefer that now because I'm doing these for hamstrings. That's my goal with lying leg curls. Isolate those hams, baby. Whew. Next set. So you know what? I am let my ego get the best of me. I should have dropped weight back, but I just can't do it. I really want those 2 plates on there today. So I'm gonna get as many plantar flex as I can, and then get dorsiflex to finish up. Oh, that hamstring squeeze is nasty. Oh. Okay, that's gonna be it for toes pointed. Whew. See how much that helps? One more. Oh. Oh, man. All right, just because I don't want to be able to walk straight tomorrow or the next day, I'm gonna hit this set, and then I'm gonna strip some weight off, do some extra work, volume set. Now, I did lower the weight. I did check the ego. That should help me get some more reps with plantar flexion. That's what I want. Yeah, and I'm getting that. Oh. 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 Oh, man. All right. Oh. 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 All right, let's strip some weight. Keep it going. Plantar. Oh. Oh, God. I got nothing, guys. Let's just do 10 like this. Try one plancher here. I bet you I can't get it. Nope. See, I can't get that. I could still get this. There's a big difference between plantar and dorsi, I'll tell you that. Oh, man. Yep, I'm not walking straight tomorrow. I'm not walking straight right now. Man, I just want to sit here with you. I'm freaking tired right now. Those 3 compounds, you know, those are big compounds. Deadlifts, good mornings, split squats, Bulgarian split squats. That's part of why my programming kicks ass, because it's based in compounds. Its foundations are laid in compound lifts. And it is freaking tiring when you're doing it and you're using weight that's actually challenging you. I know you've been there. And you know what I'm talking about. It's tough. And then you take an isolation to failure, drop set, volume set. You got to just take some rest, and there's nothing wrong with that. So my legs are done. I've completed my leg work for the day. You know, this day isn't done with just legs though. It keeps giving the gifts, delivering the packages, and I still have to do some trap work. I'm thankful that that is face pulls for today, because face pulls, it's not a heavy lift. You're firing up the rear delts, some traps. It's rear delts. The rear delts, it's a small muscle group. And so I don't need to use a lot of weight for it, which I'm thankful for, because I am really tired today. The Laffy Taffies in the hoodie pouch can't even do the trick for me today. I even, on that last set, you even saw there was a bottle there. I even poured out some Extend, see if I could extend my strength, but I don't really think that's going to happen. So face pulls coming up. After that, I got to get kneeling cable crunches in, and then I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to do my cab work tomorrow, because I know that I'm not going to be able to put 100% effort into it. I can't do that when I'm smoked like I am right now. So that's going to come tomorrow, and that's fine. The point is that I just get the work done, and tomorrow's going to allow me to do that. I think I'll pass on showing the face pulls, and I think I'll pass on showing the kneeling cable crunches. So sad to say it, this is goodbye for today. I really enjoy hanging out and doing this. It's becoming something that I'm growing to love. You know, I'm not a huge camera guy, and I'm more of an introvert than an extrovert, so this is extending or expending. It's expending energy for me. And but it's like, I think it's a skill, and I think it's a thing that I'm building up. Like, I'm building up a tolerance and an ability to extend more energy and get my words out and put my thoughts on camera and just talk to you like we're friends, like we're hanging out. Because that's what I'm trying to do. Like, I want to build relationships with anybody who watches this, like including you. I want to help you. I want to provide you with good tips. I want to give you motivation. So I think that I'm building that up. I'm building up that ability to expend more energy towards you. And that's going to be awesome, because I look forward to doing this for a long time. I want to do this forever. And this is one of those things that I don't want this to drop off. So keep me coming back for more. Ask me questions. Drop me comments. That's how I'm going to come back for more, is with response. I know I'm putting out good information here. I know that my tips are on point. And I know that there's value in what I'm doing. I want to get that response from you, and that will drive me to keep doing this for more exercises, more workouts, better content. So am I begging for a response? I mean, a little bit, shamelessly, yeah, because I want it. I want to talk to you. And that's all I have to say. Take away that message. Use my knowledge, my experience, my passion. I have a passion for sharing knowledge, and I'm getting it out right here. So use it, and I'll be happy. Thanks again. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.